Welcome to the South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Thursday, July 16th. I'm your host, Kristen Stewart. It is another quiet morning across central and southern California, with plenty of sunshine overhead due to high pressure remaining in control. With very limited marine layer cloud cover this morning, temperatures across the coastal plains will once again soar well into the 80s and 90s, with little in the way of marine relief away from the beaches. As the morning progresses, we will once again see an uptick in cumulus buildups across much of the mountains and deserts, thanks to the continued monsoonal moisture and instability. We can already see plenty of mid-level clouds hanging out over the far eastern deserts, so things should get a pretty early start. Then we should see some additional shower and thunderstorm activity across these areas as we head into the afternoon, as is typical with the summer monsoon. Like we have been talking about for a while now, California will continue to remain in the far western periphery of a very expansive high-pressure area covering much of the U.S. through next week. The positioning of the high pressure will be able to keep pumping in subtropical moisture all across the southwestern U.S., thus keeping the monsoon pattern in high gear. This increase in subtropical moisture is also going to be helped along with some easterly waves rolling in at times from the south side of the high. With the axis of the high pressure remaining so far to our north and east, a couple of Pacific troughs will likely nudge up against the high during the period, but high pressure should ultimately win out. The main effect of the Pacific troughs will be to enhance some onshore winds and keep the marine layer more prevalent near the coast. We will also be on the lookout for remnants of tropical cyclones to drift northwards towards the Pacific coastline as we move into next week. These can usually throw some wrenches into the forecast, but we will have to patiently wait to find out. With respect to monsoonal activity across the region, we should continue to see the traditional pattern of afternoon showers and thunderstorms developing over the higher terrain and the deserts. Like we saw the last couple days, the majority of activity should occur along and east of the Sierra Crest, as well as along the coastal mountains from Los Angeles County and southward. With little overall change in the moisture and instability over the next several days, we should expect similar conditions day to day through around mid next week or so. We are not expecting any significant fire weather related issues with these monsoonal storms, as they will likely remain on the wetter side. Though of course, a few additional new fire starts are certainly possible from lightning conditions, but the growth potential should be limited. We will also have to watch late this weekend and into early next week for the potential for high base tropical moisture nearing the coast from remnants of a tropical cyclone. Confidence is low on this potential right now, so stay tuned to the forecast over the coming days. There is the potential for more widespread activity late next week from a potential easterly wave that may serve to enhance moisture and instability across the region, though confidence that far out remains low. Outside of the thunderstorm risk, summer-like heat will remain the trend for the second half of July. Temperatures across the region will remain around 5 to 10 degrees above seasonal averages today, with mid-90s to around 105 common across the valleys and high desert, 80s to low 90s closer to the coast, and at least 110 for the low desert. Temperatures will cool down a little Friday through the weekend back to near average, then remain mostly steady heading into next week. Another factor driving the heat is the overnight temperatures. The added moisture in the atmosphere is preventing temperatures from cooling down very much overnight, giving us a high launching point for afternoon highs and increasing the risk of heat-related illness. Humidity is a bit of a fickle friend when it comes to the summertime monsoonal pattern. Based on the general weather pattern with California being on the far western periphery of high pressure, minimum humidity will remain mostly in the 15 to 30% range away from the coast each day. Some localized spots may be a little drier today as the heat this week peaks. With the added monsoonal moisture in the atmosphere and chances for showers and thunderstorms, there will likely be periods and pockets of higher humidity each day, especially across the eastern half of the GA. As a result, humidities will run higher than what we are normally used to, and combined with the heat will give way to very uncomfortable conditions. The hot, unstable, and fairly dry conditions will keep fire potential elevated today, especially across the western half of the region, which will not see the monsoonal activity. Any well-aligned starts will have significant fuel and topography-driven growth potential, along with active burning conditions, so it is important to remain alert and vigilant. Significant fire potential will decrease as we end this week and move into next week due to temperatures cooling down and the monsoonal activity continuing. However, potential will still remain moderate overall, with the western half of the region the most susceptible to large fire activity due to the drier fuelscape from the lack of monsoonal moisture. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next webcast will be on Friday, July 17th. Have a fantastic day.